Hello everyone out there in Jasper Nation, it's Brendan Lawler, head coach of women's soccer. As us coaches are at home, missing our student athletes and trying to keep things as normal as possible, we need to take the time to give thanks and reflect on who we are both as a program and within the greater Manhattan College community. First, I wanted to take this opportunity to give thanks. I'm thankful to all the doctors, nurses, EMTs, all healthcare workers and public health officials, to all the police and first responders, to all the delivery people, grocery store workers, gas station attendants, and everyone else keeping our economy running and helping us to get our essential needs. To all us teachers out there who are trying to figure out how to still be the best they can for their student and community. And to every single parent that is home trying to do their job while also trying to homeschool their children. I'm thankful for still having a job, to still do what I love, even if it's in a way I never would have imagined. I'm thankful for the time with my 2-year-old daughter, and to my wife, who as a public health servant, couldn't be a better role model for our daughter, who already knows in her own words that mommy is at work helping people not be sick. In our program, we talk a lot about how what we are doing is bigger than soccer. If what we are doing is going to be meaningful in the long term, then what we are teaching must be useful in the real world. In times of crisis like these, those lessons should be standing out. We talk about role changes and stepping up based on what is needed for the program and not necessarily what the individual might want. In terms of being the first player off the bench or being a practice player or being a starter, everybody's role at any point might change. Now, in these times, no one likes the role of staying at home and having all of their normal habits disrupted of going to work and going out to eat and seeing friends and going to the park. But this isn't about what we want as individuals. It's about what we need as a society. You're an important part of us, and we can't be successful without every single you doing what they're supposed to be doing. But we all have to be willing to sacrifice for the greater good. Without the success of the greater good, we are nowhere as individuals. Productive communication is vital to success on the field and off the field as well. As our players start paying more attention to the outside world, they are seeing this play out daily. Productive communication means communicating in a way that brings us towards our goal. It means open and directness without blaming. It doesn't mean cheerleading type positivity. It means saying this is what we need and why, in a tone that conveys the seriousness or the lightness of the situation. Productive communication means listening in a way that derives the best possible intent from the speaker without just waiting to reply in order to internalize and act on the message. Productive communication is also consistent and engaging. With the world changing around us, our players are seeing this played out in a way that's improving each day from all of those in their community settings. Assigning blame in the heat of the moment keeps others from finding solution. With everything on the line in a game situation, it's easy for players to start pointing fingers, but the only way through is to find solutions together. The questions of what happened, why, what can we do better, and how we can do that must be kept front and center of our thoughts. By keeping everything pointed at our end goal, we can stay out of the emotion of who's at fault and on the path of figuring out the best way forward. We can work with people we normally can't stand to look at to figure out ways to flatten the curve and lessen the burden on our healthcare system to ultimately save lives. Or we can bicker back and forth about what we should have done in the past. Right now, we're seeing both the benefits of coming together to find solutions and the costs of delay when we don't. Lastly, the idea of owning your own development and investing in yourself has never been more prevalent. Owning your own development and investing in yourself are habits that translate across mediums and situations. If you have the habit of being on schedule, holding yourself accountable for your own performance, seeking out feedback for how to raise your level no matter what level you're at, and work every day to improve, then when things go south, you'll be in a much better place to weather the storm. In the real world, have you been saving and investing financially to whatever degree possible? Do you have an emergency fund so that when things go south, you will be okay? Do you have the dietary and exercise habits that you can maintain your health when things go south, you'll be able to fight off the illness? Have you invested time in your skills, both hard and soft, to adjust quickly as the world changes around you at breakneck speed? In our program, if you have invested in your fitness and your skills, when the situation changes, when you're asked to play more minutes, play a new position, or play in a new system, you will be able to take advantage of that situation. Now, if you invested in an emergency fund or have the needed academic habits you can still be safe and thrive as your financial, work, and academic world change around you. At the end of all of this, we all must come to realize that life can change in any way at any moment, in ways that are completely outside of our control. We all must come to realize that how we'll prepared up to that moment of change will determine how we'll be able to adapt and get through it, because the only way forward is through. As I prepare to talk to you all today, this was my biggest reflection, and I hope that some of this message is helping our players now as they continue their education and prepare to enter a very uncertain world, though with optimism and positivity that when this is over, they will be okay. Thank you. Best to all of you. Stay healthy, and please help others however you can.